Guys, welcome back. Today I want to talk about the misogyny behind the way female antagonists are often portrayed in historical romance dramas in particular and Xianxia. So let's get into it. So my first foray into this particular trope was the Princess Wayong, and in this drama you have a second and a third female lead who become antagonistic towards the female lead because the men that they love the female lead, and so they do everything they can to destroy the female lead. And I just remember thinking, "Oh, this is rather intense," but I wasn't too bothered by it because it was my first time actually like seeing that trope, and so it wasn't as bad to me at first. But then the next drama I watched after that was Ashes of Love, which is a Zanzia drama. And in that drama, you have a character called Suhe. And Suhe in that drama is very similar to the female antagonists in The Princess Leong, in that everything that she does is to get the male lead. And so when the female lead gets the attention of the male lead, she then becomes very, very evil, very, very villainous towards the female lead. And it was the second time I had seen this trope. And I was already like, making comparisons between her character and the characters I'd met in The Princess Young, but it didn't really bother me too much. Then, the next time I watched after that was 10 Miles of Peach Blossom. That's when I started to get annoyed. Because in that drama, that antagonist, Sejun, was probably the most insane, the most intense example of this particular trope that I've seen. The male lead in that drama was very explicit about not wanting to be with her, and she just did not want to listen. That's when I thought, okay, this is getting too much. And then as I kept watching more historical romance dramas and fantasy dramas, it became very evident that it's simply a trope used. And so I'm at a point where I'm like, if I see it again and again and again and again and again, I'm pointing out that it's really misogynistic to portray female antagonists like this. Surely there can be another reason as to why they attack the female lead. Something beyond pure jealousy, something beyond envy, something beyond wanting their man. Like maybe, I don't know, maybe you want social status and you want to be empress, you want to have power or something, right? That's fine. The only genre I've seen do female antagonism well, even within a realm of love and, romance, is probably Empresses in the Palace, because all these women are tied to the emperor and they're fighting each other because of the emperor, but it's not really just because of that. It's also because of the fact that their families are tied into the harem because they're politicians, and so it's both politics and love blend together. And so the antagonism isn't purely because of the emperor, but also because they're trying to maintain their power within the harem. And so that antagonism doesn't frustrate me, because when you're watching a harem drama, that's exactly what you expect. But when you're watching dramas outside of that particular context, having female antagonists like this doesn't make sense. Like, I understand it's a romance drama, but the antagonism doesn't need to come from that point. And even better, if you think you can't come up with a way to form a female antagonist, make her friends with the female lead. Because I have watched dramas where the antagonist actually becomes friends with the female lead, or somebody that you would expect to usually be the female antagonist ends up befriending the female lead, and I much prefer that. Or dramas that don't even have any sense of antagonism, really. Like, let's say a cute one, like General's Lady. There's not really any female antagonist in that drama. Like, the female lead is scared of a female antagonist, but female antagonist actually never appears. And I think in that kind of context, it makes sense if you can't come up with something like villain or something as the opposite of the female lead, because sometimes that doesn't work. Sometimes you just can't come up with something, or it doesn't really fit the story. But I do think it being a trope is very misogynistic, because it implies that, like, within that realm of romance, there can only be this woman who's like so scorned because this guy doesn't like her back. And it's like, women are so much more than like not being able to be with the people they want to be with, like, and then acting a fool, pretty much, because they can't do that. And so the dramas that haven't done this, I really appreciate. like I said, General's Lady or harem dramas where that's not really the focus. It's politics and love blended together, and so that's not really the frustration. But rather the dramas that use it as a trope. And I watch a lot of dramas where this is like a very, very evident trope, as I mentioned, Ashes of Love. I haven't mentioned About My Princess. That trope is also there, and that one is like, it's not really harem because there's only really two major women in that show that are antagonistic towards each other, but the female lead is actually really sweet, and it's the second female lead that is coming for her because of the male lead, and it's just like, it's so very stupid. Part of that drama too is the fact that the second female lead does want to be like the crown princess in that drama, but I mean, the main reason why she's acting a fool is because of the male lead. Those kind of situations are annoying and frustrating because of the way the character is behaving, because of the way the character is being portrayed and the way that they're being written. I do find it misogynistic, and then so when I do find dramas that are not like that, I just have a huge smile on my face because I'm like, okay, I actually feel like you might actually respect women because, as I said, it just feels so misogynistic. And dramas that don't have it at all, like What Comes After Love, even better. Even Love and Nirvana doesn't have that kind of antagonism there. All the ladies are so sweet to each other, and that's what I like to see. I like catfights when I'm watching harem dramas because that's what I'm watching it for. I'm watching it for the catfights. But outside of that, outside of harem dramas, I don't like that stuff. And so dramas that avoid that, like Love and Nirvana, are right up my alley. Let me know in the comments below, like, what you think about this trope and how you think writers can either avoid doing it if they need a female antagonist, if they need that polar opposite, or how maybe you've watched dramas that done it really well. Done it really well in the sense that, like, there's a female antagonist and it doesn't really feel like it's just because of love, without it also being a harem drama. Now, I'm sure that's difficult to find unless you're watching, I don't know, maybe thriller or sci-fi genres, but we'll see in the comments. Thank you so much for listening to my channel. If you like my video, if you like my channel, please subscribe. If you like this video, please hit the like button below. Thank you so much for listening. Bye.